What if something you drink every morning is quietly harming you? Not today, not tomorrow, but slowly, over weeks, months, years, until one day your body can no longer keep up. Most people don't think twice about what they drink. A warm cup of coffee, a glass of juice, maybe even a little wine in the evening to relax the nerves. After all, it's routine. It's comfort. It's tradition. But what if your body, especially after the age of 70, can no longer tolerate what it once could? Here's a truth very few people talk about. The aging body changes everything. Your metabolism slows down. Your kidneys work harder. Your liver becomes more sensitive. Even your heart and brain, once resilient and forgiving, begin to operate on thinner margins. Yet, many continue drinking the same things they did in their 30s or 40s, not realizing how those beverages may now be acting like silent poisons. Doctors have started sounding the alarm. Geriatric specialists, those who dedicate their lives to studying aging, are seeing more and more cases of elderly individuals suffering from what they call beverage-related complications. High blood pressure, kidney failure, sudden strokes, all connected, in part, to what goes into their cups. But the issue isn't just about the drinks themselves. It's about the habits we carry with us, often without question, into the later chapters of life. So today, we're going to dive into a serious but often overlooked subject. The top drinks you should never consume after turning 70, according to science, medical professionals, and the real-life experiences of people who learned the hard way. This isn't fear-mongering. This is your health. Your future. Asterisk asterisk. And if you're someone who just crossed that 70-year milestone, or you have parents or grandparents who have, then what you're about to hear could quite literally add years to their life. So grab a glass of water, asterisk asterisk yes, just water asterisk asterisk, and sit tight. Because the truth may surprise you. Aging is not just about gray hair and wrinkles. It's a deep biological transformation, a gradual reshaping of how your body functions at every level. And while we often celebrate longevity, we rarely acknowledge one uncomfortable truth. After the age of 70, your body doesn't just age. It becomes less forgiving. Asterisk asterisk. Let's start with the basics. Metabolism. In your youth, your body is like a high-powered engine, burning calories and processing nutrients efficiently. But with time, that engine slows down. By 70, your resting metabolic rate may have decreased significantly, meaning your body doesn't process energy, or toxins, the way it used to. That cup of sugary tea you enjoy in the morning? Or the cold soda you sip during lunch? Your body now takes longer to break down the sugar, leading to prolonged spikes in blood glucose levels, putting strain on your pancreas, and potentially edging you toward type 2 diabetes. But it doesn't stop there. Kidneys and liver, silent sufferers. Your kidneys, which filter around 50 gallons of blood daily, are likely no longer functioning at full capacity. They lose efficiency in clearing out waste, and they become more vulnerable to dehydration and toxic overload. Many drinks, especially those high in caffeine, sugar, or alcohol, force your kidneys to work overtime, sometimes past their limits. And your liver? The body's detox center? By 70, it's seen decades of stress. Medications, processed foods, alcohol, and yes, beverages that were once harmless, now linger longer, potentially causing inflammation or even damage. One glass of wine a night might not feel like much. But for a 75-year-old liver, it can be the difference between coping and collapsing. Your heart, your blood pressure, your blood sugar. Your cardiovascular system also changes. Blood vessels lose elasticity, and the heart works harder to circulate blood. That morning coffee with its caffeine jolt may spike your blood pressure far more than it did 20 years ago. A sweet iced tea may send your insulin response into overdrive, contributing to fatigue, brain fog, or worse, stroke risk. Not to mention hydration levels. As we age, our sense of thirst dulls. That means older adults may not even realize when they're dehydrated. Add in beverages that are diuretics, like coffee or alcohol, and you're looking at a perfect storm: low hydration, poor circulation, and rising toxicity in the bloodstream. The brain and neurological changes. Then comes the brain. What we drink impacts our brain more than we realize, especially as we age. Too much caffeine can trigger anxiety, sleep issues, or even cognitive fog. Excessive sugar has been linked to memory decline and higher dementia risk. Alcohol? A well-known neurotoxin, even in small amounts, can interfere with neurotransmitters and increase the risk of falls, confusion, and emotional instability. Doctors are increasingly pointing to one overlooked factor in cognitive decline: what we sip. Not just what we eat. Enzyme deficiency and slowed digestion. Let's not forget digestion. As enzyme production decreases, your gut finds it harder to process heavy or processed drinks. Sugary or carbonated beverages can cause bloating, acid reflux, and even intestinal discomfort. The gut, often called the second brain, is now more sensitive, less adaptable, and easier to irritate. So when a 75-year-old takes the same protein shake, the same carbonated soft drink, the same creamy latte they've had for decades, they might not feel the damage immediately. But inside, things are changing. Small damages begin to stack up. Fatigue becomes chronic. Headaches more frequent. Sleep more disturbed. And no one connects the dots. Back to the cup in their hand. In truth, aging isn't the enemy. But pretending our bodies haven't changed? That might be. This is why geriatric doctors insist your diet must age with you. Not just what's on your plate, but especially what's in your glass. In the next section, we'll dive into the drinks you absolutely must avoid, or drastically reduce, after age 70. These are the silent saboteurs of senior health. And chances are, you or someone you love is drinking them daily. Let's take a closer look. By the time someone turns 70, their relationship with food and drink has become deeply personal. Certain habits have settled in, often tied to memories, comfort, and routine. But there are drinks, harmless as they may seem, that quietly erode health behind the scenes. Let's break them down, one by one. 1. Coffee, especially in excess. A cup of coffee in the morning feels like a ritual. It energizes. It comforts. It signals the start of the day. But here's what many don't realize. The same coffee that once woke you up in your 40s might now trigger heart palpitations, high blood pressure, and even dehydration in your 70s. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to stimulants. The liver takes longer to process caffeine, meaning it lingers in your system longer. The kidneys, already slowing down, respond by increasing urine production, pulling more water from the body and making dehydration even worse. And what does that mean? Dizziness, constipation, dry skin, increased fall risk. Worse, caffeine can disrupt sleep cycles, already fragile in older adults, leading to poor recovery, cognitive decline, and irritability. Moderation isn't just a suggestion at this age. It's essential. 1 small cup. Maybe. 2, 3, 4. Dangerous. 1. Diet soda and artificially sweetened drinks. They say, it's okay, it's sugar-free. But for seniors, sugar-free doesn't mean safe. Diet sodas contain artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose, chemicals that may confuse the brain, spike insulin, or even alter gut bacteria. Studies have connected long-term consumption of diet sodas in older adults with cognitive decline, increased risk of stroke, obesity, ironically, disruption in appetite regulation. And let's not forget the acidity of sodas, diet or not, which can weaken bones by leaching calcium, contributing to osteoporosis, a major risk at this age. 1. Alcohol, even that one glass a day myth. We've all heard the saying, a little wine is good for the heart. Maybe once, for a middle-aged body. But after 70? That same glass could carry far more risk than reward. Alcohol dehydrates, disrupts sleep, irritates the stomach, damages the liver, weakens the immune system, and impairs judgment. And in the elderly, its effects are amplified. Even moderate alcohol use can interact dangerously with medications, blood thinners, blood pressure meds, antidepressants. Increase fall and fracture risk. Cause sudden spikes in blood pressure. Lead to confusion, memory lapses, or even signs of early dementia. Some doctors go so far as to say, there is no safe amount of alcohol after 70. 1. Fruit juices, yes, even natural ones. They may be natural, but that doesn't mean harmless. Orange juice, apple juice, grape juice. These are liquid sugar bombs. The fiber has been stripped away. What's left is glucose and fructose rushing into your bloodstream. Your pancreas, already slowing with age, struggles to release enough insulin. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, weight gain, fatty liver, increased risk of dementia. It gets worse when combined with a breakfast that includes refined carbs like white bread or sugary cereals. That's a blood sugar disaster, setting off a spike crash cycle that drains energy and promotes inflammation. 1. Whole milk and creamy lattes. Rich, thick, comforting. But high-fat dairy products are not always friendly to the aging heart. Whole milk, cream, and high-fat lattes can increase levels of LDL, bad cholesterol, and exacerbate conditions like hypertension, atherosclerosis, and inflammatory diseases. Add sugar or flavored syrups to that creamy drink, and you've just created a perfect storm for metabolic dysfunction. Some seniors also begin to develop lactose intolerance later in life, even if they had no issues before. This can lead to bloating, indigestion, and frequent bathroom trips that interfere with daily comfort and confidence. 1. Energy drinks and over-the-counter boosters. While not as common among the older generation, some seniors turn to energy drinks, liquid vitamins, or stimulant-based beverages to regain energy or fight fatigue. This is incredibly risky. Energy drinks are often overloaded with caffeine, taurine, guarana, B vitamins in megadoses, artificial sweeteners. For an aging heart and nervous system, this combination can be overwhelming, leading to arrhythmias, anxiety, high blood pressure, and even cardiac events. The hidden danger: combining these drinks. Even more dangerous than one drink alone is the habitual mix of several. A sugary juice at breakfast, a creamy coffee mid-morning, a soda with lunch, a glass of wine at dinner. Individually, they may not raise alarms, but together every day they compound, taxing your kidneys, liver, brain, and heart relentlessly. By the time symptoms show up, confusion, fatigue, poor balance, it's often too late to reverse the damage completely. And that's the hard truth. These drinks may feel like small indulgences, but after 70, they become health liabilities. In the next segment, we'll explore why people continue drinking these, despite the risks, and why changing the habit is so much harder than it seems. It's not just about knowledge. It's about identity, memory, and emotional comfort. If the facts are so clear, if doctors have raised the warning, and if the risks are so serious, Why do so many people over 70 keep drinking the very things that endanger their health? The answer lies in something deeper than science. It lies in human memory, ritual, and emotion. Comfort in the familiar. For many, a hot cup of coffee isn't just a drink. It's a moment of peace. A companion in the early morning hours. A symbol of independence. After retirement, days become quieter. Routines change. Friends move away. But the coffee mug? That stays. It's always there. It's dependable. So when a doctor says, cut back on coffee, it can feel like being told to give up part of your identity. It's not just caffeine. It's connection. Nostalgia. A simple pleasure that feels harmless. Letting go of that feels personal. The illusion of elegance and relaxation. Wine, too, carries emotional weight. A glass with dinner. A sip during family gatherings. A sign of sophistication, a taste of celebration. It's what you've seen in movies, in advertisements, in culture itself. Graceful aging with a glass of red. To many seniors, drinking wine isn't about the alcohol. It's about feeling normal, like life still has small joys, rituals, and class. So when studies show that alcohol, even in small amounts, can impair brain function, increase fall risk, and interfere with medications, the reaction is often denial. Not because people don't believe the science, but because they're not ready to lose something that makes life feel like life. Marketing, misinformation, and habit. Diet sodas are another culprit. Marketed for decades as healthy or calorie-free, they became staples in homes. They were positioned as safe alternatives to sugary drinks, especially for diabetics and weight-conscious seniors. But what was never made clear is how artificial sweeteners trick the brain, damage metabolism, and disrupt gut health, especially in aging bodies. Old habits don't just die hard. They often don't die at all, unless challenged repeatedly, with kindness and clear evidence. And here's the thing, most seniors didn't grow up in the information era. They weren't raised with instant access to health blogs or medical podcasts. They drank what their parents drank. They believed the ads. They trusted traditions. To ask them to unlearn all that, after 70 years, requires more than knowledge. It requires patience, empathy, and repetition. I've been fine so far, the false sense of immunity. One of the most common reasons people resist change is simple. I've been drinking this for 40 years. I feel fine. But that's the danger. Damage doesn't always feel dramatic. It accumulates slowly, like a leak in the roof that's hidden by the ceiling. By the time symptoms appear, something crucial may already be compromised. Seniors often underestimate the cumulative effect of a lifetime of choices. They see each drink as a drop in the bucket. But they forget, the bucket is getting smaller with age. The emotional anchor. More than anything, these drinks provide emotional safety. When the world feels uncertain, health declines, mobility shrinks, loved ones pass on, small rituals feel like anchors. A mug of warm milk before bed. A sweet juice in the morning. A soda while watching TV. These aren't just drinks. They're habits tied to a sense of control. To suggest removing them can feel like stealing the last bits of joy. That's why so many seniors push back, not out of stubbornness, but out of emotional survival. And yet, knowledge can be a lifeline. When framed the right way, not as punishment, but as an act of self-respect and renewal, even the oldest habits can begin to shift. In the next segment, we'll share powerful stories of people who made that change. Ordinary seniors who, despite resistance, decided to give their bodies a second chance. The results? Nothing short of transformative. Let's meet them. Sometimes, the most powerful lessons don't come from studies or doctors. They come from people who lived through it. People who felt the consequences, and chose to make a change. Here are 3 stories, simple, human, and real, that reveal just how much a small change in what you drink can dramatically alter the course of your health after 70. Margaret's story, the coffee that stole her sleep. Margaret, 75, had been a coffee drinker for over 5 decades. Every morning, without fail, 2 full mugs. By afternoon, another. Coffee was my comfort, she said. I didn't feel human without it. But over the years, Margaret noticed changes. She couldn't fall asleep at night. She felt anxious for no reason. Her hands trembled. Her heart raced. She thought it was just age. After visiting her doctor, a simple suggestion was made: cut the coffee. Reluctantly, Margaret reduced her intake. First to 1 cup, then to none, replacing it with herbal tea and warm water with lemon. In just 2 weeks, she reported, deeper sleep, lower heart rate, calmer moods, no more trembling. I never knew how much my body was begging me to stop, she said. It was like waking up inside my own skin again. Thomas's story, a lifetime of soda, and the kidney that gave out. Thomas, 81, loved soda. Since his 20s, it had been his go-to drink. Cola with lunch, orange soda in the evening. When diet sodas hit the market, he switched, thinking it was healthier. But at 78, he was diagnosed with stage 3 kidney disease. His blood pressure was erratic. He felt constantly bloated and tired. At first, Thomas blamed it on getting older. But then a specialist explained how artificial sweeteners and high sodium content in sodas strain aging kidneys, especially when combined with medications. It was a wake-up call. Over the next year, Thomas cut out soda entirely. He switched to infused water, coconut water, and homemade lemon tea with honey. Today, at 81, his kidney function has stabilized. He's more alert, more active, and sleeps better than he has in years. The hardest part was the first month, Thomas admitted. But after that, it wasn't just about what I stopped drinking. It was about what I started feeling. Evelyn's story, the wine that clouded her mind. Evelyn, 79, had always considered herself health-conscious. She ate well, walked every morning, and rarely missed a doctor's appointment. Her one indulgence? A glass of red wine each night before bed. It helped me relax, she said. It was part of my routine. But her daughter noticed something changing. Evelyn seemed confused during conversations. She repeated herself. Lost track of time. The early signs of cognitive decline were subtle, but real. A neurologist advised cutting out alcohol completely, citing recent studies linking even moderate alcohol use in the elderly to memory loss and brain shrinkage. Evelyn was skeptical, but agreed to try. 6 months later, her clarity returned. She no longer felt foggy. Her short-term memory improved. Her family noticed. She noticed. I didn't want to admit it, Evelyn said, but that glass of wine was hurting me more than it was helping me. She now drinks chamomile tea each night. The ritual remains. But the risk is gone. These stories share a common thread. Decades of habits. Mild but growing health concerns. A single decision to change. Visible transformation. No miracle pills. No surgeries. Just awareness, a bit of discomfort, and then healing. These aren't extreme cases. These are your neighbors, your grandparents, your parents, or maybe even you. If something as simple as what's in your glass can make this much difference, isn't it worth paying attention? In the next segment, we'll look at the bright side, the drinks that nourish, hydrate, protect, and strengthen aging bodies. Because once you know what to avoid, it's time to discover what to embrace. So, you've let go of the daily soda. You've cut back on coffee. The wine glass has been retired. What now? The good news is, the solution isn't deprivation. It's substitution. Asterisk asterisk. There are countless drinks that not only satisfy the senses but actively support your aging body. Hydrating, healing, balancing, and even restoring your energy. Asterisk asterisk without the risks. Asterisk asterisk. Let's explore the best drinks seniors should choose after the age of 70, and why they work. 1. Water, but make it smart. It may sound boring, but water is still the king of beverages, especially for those over 70. As we age, our sense of thirst diminishes, meaning older adults are often dehydrated without realizing it. This leads to fatigue, dizziness, confusion, increased risk of falls. But plain water isn't the only option. You can make it more appealing by infusing it with slices of cucumber, lemon, orange, or fresh mint. Drinking warm water with lemon in the morning to gently activate the digestive system. Adding a pinch of sea salt or electrolyte drops if you're on diuretics or need mineral support. Hydration isn't about gallons, it's about consistency. Small sips throughout the day are better than one big gulp at night. 1. Herbal teas. Gentle, soothing, powerful. Herbal teas are perfect for seniors because they are naturally caffeine-free, calming to the nervous system, supportive of digestion and circulation. Some of the best choices include chamomile tea, promotes relaxation and better sleep, gentle on the stomach. Ginger tea, supports digestion and reduces inflammation in joints. Peppermint tea, eases bloating and calms headaches. Rooibos tea, rich in antioxidants and great for heart health. Hibiscus tea, can help lower blood pressure naturally, but check with your doctor if you're on meds. Herbal teas can become the new nightly ritual, a soothing health-supportive habit that also helps wind down the day. 1. Low-fat or plant-based milk. Many seniors find dairy harder to digest as they age, leading to bloating, cramps, or discomfort. But calcium and vitamin D are still essential for bone strength. So here are smart milk choices. Almond milk, unsweetened, low in calories and easy to digest. Oat milk, creamy, high in fiber, and naturally sweet. Low-fat cow's milk, for those who still tolerate dairy well. Fortified soy milk, higher in protein and often fortified with calcium and D. Just be sure to avoid sweetened versions or flavored milks that add unnecessary sugars. Focus on clean, fortified, and simple. 1. Bone broth, liquid nutrition. Bone broth may sound old-fashioned, but for the aging body, it's like gold in a cup. Simmered for hours, real bone broth, homemade or high-quality store-bought, is rich in collagen, gelatin, amino acids, minerals like magnesium, phosphorus, and calcium. It's gentle on the stomach and ideal for those with reduced appetite or difficulty chewing. It supports joint health, gut lining repair, immune function, skin elasticity. A warm cup in the evening or as a snack can feel like a hug from the inside. 1. Vegetable juices, if done right. Unlike fruit juices, vegetable-based juices can be a smart choice. *** if low in *** and freshly made ***. Think carrot and ginger, celery and cucumber, beetroot and lemon. These drinks are rich in antioxidants, nitrates, which help circulation, and plant-based compounds that support brain, heart, and cellular health. Tip: always drink these with a meal, and avoid store-bought versions high in salt or preservatives. 1. Coconut water, nature's electrolytes. Coconut water is a gentle, natural source of potassium, magnesium, electrolytes. It can be especially helpful after sweating, walking outdoors, or taking medications that drain mineral levels. It's refreshing, lightly sweet, and hydrating. 1 cup per day is plenty, and it's best consumed pure, without added sugars or flavors. Bonus: warm spiced tonics. Some seniors enjoy making their own warm health tonics in the morning or before bed. These blends can be both medicinal and comforting, such as golden milk, turmeric plus ginger plus cinnamon plus warm oat milk, apple cider vinegar plus honey plus warm water, great for digestion and blood sugar control. Cinnamon and clove tea, supports blood flow and warms the body. These drinks can replace more harmful routines while still offering flavor, ritual, and health support. A simple rule of thumb: if it hydrates, nourishes, and doesn't stress your organs, it's good. If it spikes, dehydrates, inflames, or overstimulates, it's a no-go. The right drink at the right age can support stronger bones, clearer thinking, better digestion, lower blood pressure, deeper sleep, and longer life. In the next segment, we'll hear directly from doctors why they emphasize removing over-adding, and what the science says about drinking smart after 70. Behind every wise lifestyle change is a deeper understanding, and no one understands the aging body better than doctors who work with it every day. Geriatricians, doctors who specialize in aging, aren't just trying to scare people into giving up their favorite drinks. They're trying to extend independence, preserve clarity, and prevent decline before it starts. Their advice is simple, but profound. At 70 and beyond, your body doesn't need more. It needs better. Let's break that down. Less reserve, more risk. Dr. Hannah Lee, a geriatric specialist, puts it this way: the organs no longer have the same reserve. The kidneys don't filter as efficiently. The liver processes slower. The heart and brain operate on a thinner edge. Everything is closer to its limit. In youth, the body is resilient. It compensates. It recovers. But in later life, that buffer is gone. A single dehydrating drink might cause confusion. A night of poor sleep from caffeine could increase fall risk. A sugary beverage might trigger a blood pressure spike or metabolic crash. For a 40-year-old, these are annoyances. For a 75-year-old, they're potential hospital visits. What you don't drink matters more than what you do. Modern medicine has shifted. Where once we focused on supplements and superfoods, today's approach is more minimalistic. ***, especially for seniors ***. Doctors now believe that in many cases, the elimination of harmful inputs is more powerful than the addition of new ones. Stop drinking what dehydrates you. Stop drinking what overworks your kidneys. Stop drinking what confuses your brain chemistry. The result? Better balance. Sharper thinking. Smoother digestion. Fewer meds. The hidden cost of everyday choices. Most hospitalizations among the elderly, especially related to dizziness, confusion, or falls, are preventable. And many are tied to lifestyle, including what's in the glass. The doctor's message is clear. Don't wait for a scare to change. Prevent it by treating your body like the precious, aging system it is. After 70, your drink is either a medicine or a toxin. There is no neutral. ***. In the final section, we'll bring all of this together and leave you with one powerful, lasting idea. By now, you've seen what happens inside the aging body. You've learned which drinks quietly erode health. And you've heard the stories of those who made a change and saw their lives transform. But here's the truth no one tells you. Healthy aging isn't about doing more. It's about doing less, but with wisdom. ***. After 70, your body isn't asking for exotic superfoods or expensive elixirs. It's simply asking, please stop making me fight every sip. Every drink is either helping you heal or silently hurting you. And while it might seem difficult to let go of the comforting cup of coffee, the familiar wine, or the bubbly sweetness of soda, remember this. You are not what you used to drink. You are who you choose to become now. That cup of herbal tea in your hand? It's not boring. It's a signal of self-respect. That glass of water? It's a quiet revolution, a choice to live sharper, stronger, and longer. And if you're watching this not for yourself, but for your parents, your grandparents, your loved ones, don't push them with fear. Share this message with love. Let them know. It's never too late to change. Never too late to protect your health. Never too late to feel better than yesterday. So now, take a breath. Look at your daily habits. Look at what's in your glass. And ask, is this helping me live, or slowly holding me back? If you found this video valuable, hit that like button. Share it with someone you love. And if you believe every senior deserves the truth about their health, subscribe for more videos that inform, protect, and empower. Your future is in your hands. And maybe, just maybe, it starts with what's in your cup.